Welcome. It's the Dr. Dare Show live. I don't have my headset on my head. Welcome. The Dr. Dare Show live. Um, it is Friday, and we have some interesting topics. Hope everybody had a good week. I will give you a moment to join in. Topics are on the screen. Married for 10 years with two kids and recently found out they are brother and sister. That's one of the topics. What would you do if that happened? And number two, do you think women can have two husbands or a husband can have multiple wives? Yes or no, why or why not? When you come in, click share. Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show live. So as everybody joins, we will be sitting and waiting. Hopefully, everybody had a good week. Mine went by really fast. Um, yeah, but when you come in, click share and say hello and tell me how your week went. As people start to come in, click share, 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 click share. Okay, Bluetooth is on. Okay, settings. Hello there, everybody. We will start in momentarily when people start joining on, but welcome. Hey, sis, how's it going? How's it going in Maryland? Did y'all move into the new place yet? Tell Donna I said hello too. Did y'all move into the new place? Hey, Karen, how are you, Karen? How was your week? It's Friday night. Da-da-da-da. Oh. Yeah. Come in when you click share. We have two interesting topics tonight. Number one, married for 10 years with two kids and recently found out they are brother and sister. What would you do? Isn't that crazy? And then two, do you think a woman can have two husbands, multiple husbands, or do you think a husband can have multiple wives? Yes or no? Yes, Don, I'm gonna have to come visit. I was looking for a house myself, but then I was like, ugh, I'll start back maybe next year or something. Yeah. So how's everything? How's it good, Karen? You had a good week. Happy it's Friday. Yeah, me too. Are we going to boot camp tomorrow? Mike is back at 9:15. Yep. Yep, I have to come to Maryland. Maybe once I get my second booster shot. I mean my third. It's the booster shot, I guess it is. So welcome everybody. Welcome. We have two interesting topics tonight. Married for 10 years with two kids, recently found out that they are brother and sister. What would you do? And then number two is, do you think a woman can have two husbands, or do you think a husband can have multiple wives? Yes, I'm going, Karen. So I'll see you in the morning at 9:15. Um, yeah. So we will be there. We will be there tomorrow. So those are the two topics we're talking about tonight. I'm giving everybody a chance to come in. Both of these topics I saw on Facebook and they caught my attention, so I thought I'd bring them into into the room. Hold a second.
We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015.
Wow.
We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters. All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
Oh,
All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011.
wow. So that's the couple that we're going to be talking about tonight. Married for 10 years with 2 kids, recently found out they are brother and sister. What would you do in that situation? We will be talking momentarily. We usually start like at 8, 40, giving people a chance to come in from work and all of that stuff. Um, yeah, so those are the 2 topics. Um, yeah, what's going on out there in your world? Is everybody
We had our first
back
child
wearing
in
masks and stuff?
2011.
Oh, I didn't mean
We
to hit
had our
that.
second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
Oh my. Yes, yes, yes. So those are the 2 topics we're talking about today. Number 1, married for 10 years with 2 kids and recently found out they are brother and sister. What would you do? And number 2, do you think a woman can have um, multiple husbands? And do you think a wife can have multiple husbands? What did I just say? Do you think a woman can have multiple husbands? And do you think a husband can have multiple wives? And we will start momentarily. Don't forget to click share this live um, so that people can look at it later if they're not able to make it tonight. It's been a quick week. I'm glad it's Friday, like you said, Karen. Glad that it's over. Glad that it's over. Yes.
All right, so
Hold on. It's Friday night. It's Saturday, Sunday. Mm-mm-mm. When you come in, click share to your page, share wherever you want to. We will be starting. Welcome to the Dr. Dare Live. We are on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. And we are on Facebook. Hey, Facebook. And we will be starting in a second. If you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know how your week was. Um, are you wearing your mask? How is it in your area where where the Delta variant is all over the place? It's sad to start seeing that again. People are dying. Um, so please be safe. It's hard. I know we're all tired of it. Just seems like this is our new normal now. So mask up. That's all we can do. One more minute and we will be starting. It's Friday night. Uh, 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 mm, mm. Yes, 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 yes. Friday, Friday, Friday. Thank God. Just a busy week. If you're just joining, we haven't started yet. We are starting now. It's 9:40. I mean 8:40. My computer is wrong, so I keep seeing the wrong time. But welcome. Our first topic. Let's get it. Married for 10 years with 2 kids and recently found out they are brother and sister. So listen to the clip.
this lady.
This
All
is
right, so
the clip. Let me know
I
if you
met this
can
lady
hear it.
in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers
I don't
and
think you can
sisters.
see it.
All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married
So they met in 2008. They got
in
married
2011.
in
We
2011.
had our first child in 2011.
First child in
We had our second
2011.
child in 2015.
Second child in
We've been married
2015.
for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
What would you do in that situation? Let me know your thoughts. And I often, me and my sister, we used to joke. Me and Carol used to joke about we got so many Brockingtons on Facebook. You really need to get to know your family because you don't know. You could be marrying your cousin or your, well, of course not your brother and sister, but I don't know how this happened. I tried to find more information about this story. So what would you do if you were in that situation? uh a lot of people on Facebook were commenting saying they would just,
All right, so
oh, they
I
would
met
just
this
go,
lady.
with it. It's nothing really much they could do. Those were the comments. What are your thoughts out there? What would you do? Hey, Nicole Kelly. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And we just started, Kelly. We did the first question. We're talking about the first question. Married for 10 years with two kids and recently found out they are brother and sister. What would you do? And I played the little clip, which I'll play again, which is the man just talking.
All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
Oh my gosh. I think the first thing that I would be worried about is the the kids. Like, because they're related, is that going to create some kind of illness or dysfunction in the kids or disability or something like that? What are your thoughts? What would you do if you found out you married your sister or your brother? What are y'all thoughts? Y'all are quiet out there. Yeah. So like I said, I would be, I don't know, that's kind of, how wouldn't you know? Wouldn't, I don't know how this went about. Like, I don't see the backstory. I don't know if they had, maybe somebody got adopted. Kelly said she would faint. I'm wondering this, like they got adopted and maybe later down the road, um, you know, Kelly said faint. Oh my gosh. Karen says, I would be worried about the health of the children. I cannot imagine finding that out. Yeah, because it's almost, I don't know if that's true. Let me look that up before I. Does incest create disabled children? I don't want to spread stuff that. Hold on, let me just. Does incest cause birth defects? That's inbreeding cause birth defects. Inbreeding also increases the risk of disorders caused by recessive genes, is what it says. Let's see. Okay. So this is like a scholarly magazine. Yeah, what do you do? Karen, like I said, she said she would be worried about the kids. Oh yeah. So let me find, I'm trying to find something about inbreeding and how does it impact the kids. Okay, let me get back. I lost myself. All right, let me see what y'all are saying. Uh, Kelly says maybe it was a small town and their dad was a Rolling Stone. And yes, definitely the health of the children, them chromosomes gets all mixed up. Hey, sis, it doesn't say it. They look alike. I don't know if you saw the posting that I posted. I couldn't find like the details of the story, um, but they really do look alike. Let me see if this thing has any.
All right, so I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
I'm trying to see if there's a story connected to this, but yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, sis. If they are blood related. So this, I was reading this article, but it's talking about animals. Does incest cause birth defects? I've been doing this all day, like getting stuck into my um yes, so we'll say yes. Does incest in human cause birth defects? Here's what it says, and I'll post this. So I'll stop trying to read it on uh hey Mike. Mike says, are they still married and what do the kids look like? They didn't show them, Mike, and I try to find the story, but I couldn't find like the background, the details. Um Inbreeding perhaps best left to the mites. While it won't automatically turn anyone into a Hollywood style serial killer, it does leave your offspring as a greater risk of a host of congenital defects and genetic diseases. So, okay, that answers that. Um, yeah, are they still married? What do the kids look like? Yeah, Mike, I don't know. Karen says, I think the backstory had to do with them not knowing their relatives, family members. If they invited family to the wedding, one think someone would have recognized. Yeah, but it's so much. You know what? It's so. I don't know about you guys, but when Facebook started, and my last name is Brockington, there are. I never knew that there were so many Brockingtons out in the world, and some of them don't have the Brockington last name, and yeah. So it's possible. Some of y'all on here may y'all don't know who y'all dating, not really. Just kidding. Mike, you say, how did they find out they were siblings? It doesn't say. This little snippet, like they don't give their
All
names.
right, so
Hold on.
I met this lady in 2008. We got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015.
Let me see if I can find anything on this. I tried to Google it. Didn't find anything on it, but I don't know. What would you do if this was the case? Like, if you found out, would you stay with the person? Would you get a divorce? What would the response be? Because it's obviously that they love each other. They've been together. They've been together for 8 years. I mean, 18 years, but they only been married for 11 years, and those kids are in elementary school now. Probably so, yeah. Yeah, for that long, yeah, Mike, they are probably. Would you get a divorce? What would that look like? This is a strange it's a strange story to me. I like I said, I would be worried about the kids. I would probably get testing for them to make sure there's no genetic stuff going on. I don't know. I guess if you love the person, I guess you would stay. I don't know. What are you guys saying? Y'all are trying to see what's going on, but nobody knows what. Yeah, what would you do? Would you divorce? Would you stay married? Would it just depends? But they are brother and sister. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Karen says, like Nicole Kelly said, the dad may have been a Rolling Stone. They could be half siblings. Would be get would be a good idea to get them in therapy. Yes. Mike says I would still stay married. Um, with would not have any more kids is what you're saying, Mike. You can't just fall out of love. I agree. That's what a lot of people were saying on Facebook. It's like there's nothing they can do, so they might as well just go ahead and if they love each other, hey, it is what it is. Um, Kelly, you said I don't know. I have no idea. I think are all of y'all speechless? 'Cause- and Mike, yeah, I got it. Mike, I think you said you would not have any more kids. Yeah, because that could potentially you could one of those kids could potentially have a genetic defect. And Kelly says divorce and go get counseling. Why would you divorce, Kelly? If you're deeply in love with this person and that's you know y'all weren't raised with each other, probably not, is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the guesses that you guys made about probably maybe they maybe half siblings, maybe Papa was a Rolling Stone. Where he laid his head what is the rest of that? Anyway, Karen says I agree with Mike. More children. Love isn't easy to undo. Yeah, I just don't know. But then you would think it would start to bother you when you start to actually think about it. Like, this is my brother or this is my sister. You don't think your mental that's why a lot of y'all are saying counseling. I know counseling would have to be done, but I think that would start to get to me eventually like this is my sister. Or this is my brother. I think your thoughts would probably get to you. I'm confused. Nicole Kelly says I'm confused. It would feel strange afterwards. So, what are the kids' relationship with the parents? Are they sisters and brothers, or aunts and uncles? What are they to each other? Oh my gosh! So let's think about this. They're brother and sisters. So the children are brothers and sisters first, and then they would be nieces and nephews to each other. Wait a minute, back it up, back it up. So brother had a kid, sister had a kid. Yeah, nieces and nephews. Yeah, so they're brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews. And then if they had kids, the kids they would be uncle and aunt. Oh, that's too much. I think that would just start getting too confusing. I don't know. Kelly says getting the divorce and then getting therapy. And I guess Kelly, you're trying to rectify, trying to change what has happened in the past. I guess I could see that. I thought I would stay married, but the more I think about it, it would be just like, that's kind of awkward. Okay, Karen said you said brothers and sisters, then cousins. Okay, so my sister has a baby. That's my niece. Right. So if my sister has a baby and I'm the baby of her brother, we're Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. I need something to write. I know they're brothers and sisters. That's confusing. Huh? Yeah, some therapy would need to be taking place. I was talking about the kids. Yeah, I'm talking about the kids too, Karen. Like, so if the brother had a child and the sister had a child. Yeah, you're right. There would be brothers and sisters first, and then they would be cousins. Right, right. Okay. Brothers and sisters and cousins. Right, right, right. Sorry. I'm thinking in my brain myself, but I'm the brother and my sister's kids are my nieces and nephews. Yeah, so you're right. Cousins, cousins, cousins. I got lost there. This is confusing. That would need a lot of therapy for the kids and the brother and sister because I think eventually that would start to bother both of them if they thought about it. Their parents are mom and dad and aunt and uncle. Yeah, gotcha. Right, right. That's right, Mike. Confusing, confusing. I hope that doesn't happen. Donna, right? That's confusing. I'm like, what? Yeah, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, and cousins, all intertwined. Yeah, I don't know. I think Kelly might have the, I guess it just depends on how in love you are. But I think eventually the thought of that would start to bother you, probably. That's what I would say. I'm gonna leave that as that. But everybody, not trying to change anybody's opinion, but I think I'm going with Kelly. Like probably a divorce, and then how do you introduce them at a family reunion? See, and that's the thing, Mike. One, if you start thinking about all the situations that you could get into, like a family reunion, what would that look like? What would the rest of the family say? And I'm thinking, no one knew this after all these 18 years that they were together. They were only married for 10, but they were together for 18. So I'm thinking they were dating and stuff. Nobody in the family put two and two together that these two were brother and sisters. That's the part. I guess we need more of the backstory of this. Like it's kind of like some of y'all were saying, maybe the dad was like sleeping around and created all these kids, and I could see that happening. And then one day these two met, and maybe nobody knew the dad, and hey, yeah, I'm gonna try to look for more information on this story. I couldn't find anything, so yeah, if I had their names, I could do more research. Then the story probably would make more sense. But mm-mm. It's just strange and confusing. Small world, huh? Okay, let's go to number two. You can still talk about number one, but we're going to number two. Do you think a woman can have two husbands or a husband can have multiple wives? Yes or no? Why or why not? Karen says, very confusing. The backstory is a big missing piece of the puzzle. Yes, Karen. So I think I'm gonna do more research to find. I couldn't find it. I did research, but I couldn't find this specific couple and their specific story. All I saw was this snippet from TikTok, and I just thought it was interesting. So then we're on to number two. Do you think a woman can have two husbands or a husband can have multiple wives? Yes or no? Uh, Donna says, just thought of this, my brother. It would probably make you get out of it. Yeah, just the thought of that this is my brother. That's what I was saying, Donna. Like, the more you sat there and start thinking about it, and I don't care how much in love you are, eventually that is going to start bothering you that this is my sister or this is my brother. And eventually, for some people it may not bother. But yes, Karen says they must be on social media. Yeah. They the clip was from TikTok, so I'm gonna go back and trace my sources to see. Um, and why would you put that on there? And is it a true story or is it something just to create a buzz on social media? Because sometimes that happens too. So So the second topic that I got was from a friend of mine posted this picture of this woman and she had two husbands. And so I thought, hey, let me bring this to the show. We've talked about polyamorous relationships before. Um, that happens a lot in Utah and all of that stuff. But how do you feel? Do you think it is okay for a woman to have two husbands or a husband to have two wives or multiple wives or a wife to have multiple husbands? What do you think? I mean, to me, in my opinion, I don't care if that's what makes you happy. If you guys agree to that and that is what you want, then that's fine. But I don't like to share, so I know I wouldn't be interested in that type of relationship. What about y'all? Are y'all all for the polyamorous, poly relationships, having two wives or having two husbands? What would that look like for y'all? Cause it's a no for me. But I'm not judging. I'm here for it. I want to see what your responses are. What are y'all? Let me see if I can find while y'all answering this one. Mike said, I think it's wrong. However, I've never heard of a woman in that situation. Go girl. Why do you think it's wrong, Mike? Do you think one person should be with one person? Karen says they must not have been on social media and must have not posted pictures as a couple because someone would have possibly known they were related unless they were secret children. Yeah, Karen, back to that number one topic. I'm thinking it's either like you and Kelly said that dad may have been in the city spreading, making all of these children. Nobody knew each other in this small town. So when they met, they had no clue that they were brother and sister, had not one inkling that they were even related and married. And the people around them apparently had no clue either. And so voila, you got this marriage on, but they look alike. I don't know. Yeah, Mike, back to the second story, back to the second question. Why do you think it's wrong? I mean, it's not for me. I'm with you on that. It's not something that I would want to do, but I'm not judging anybody else that wants to do it because some people enjoy spending their time with different people and love being in that type of community type relationship. But no, for me, it's a no for me. Yeah. Kelly says it's a no for me all day. Why, Kelly? You don't like to share? I'm looking up this couple to see if I can find any information. So before we end the show, I'm gonna put TikTok couple, TikTok couple, brother, brother and sister. That's what I'll look up. It's not for me. Kelly says sharing is not always caring. Right. Do you think it has to do it? Do you think it has anything to do with commitment issues? Do you think that is what these types of relationships are about? Is lack of commitment. Somebody doesn't want to commit, so they get to what we used to say is get to have their cake and eat it too. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I don't see that couple anywhere on here. I have to look some more when I get off. But yeah, let's see what you're saying. I don't like sharing either. Is there enough time and energy to go around during sex? Does the dude watch and wait for his turn or join in? Is this possibly bisexual relationships as well? Good questions, good questions, good questions. Um, I talked to someone that is in a polyamorous relationship, asking her questions about like the rules and all of that stuff. So I guess they bring one person in, they introduce that person to everybody in this poly relationship. They have these guidelines and rules. They communicate a lot about if they get jealous about things. Um, I don't know if they really share or take turn, or when I think she was saying when one is out with the other person is away doing their own thing. So I don't know, Mike. I guess it varies depending on the the relationship requirements in that situation. See, that's too much for me. And jealousy is a human emotion that's going to easily happen, and I could see it happening. You're wanting to spend time with your wife or your husband, and they're away with the other wife or the husband, and that's just too much. uh, Kelly says commitment issues and having someone to please both sides of his or her egos. Yeah, commitment, yeah. But it's happening. There are a lot of people. We were just talking about Nick Cannon last week, talking about he doesn't see anything wrong with having multiple wives or multiple families. And so this type of thinking is happening. And I forgot we recently just talked about that last week. But yeah, interesting stuff. I'm trying to. I don't see anything on that couple. But if I find out, I will post it on this page. Karen says, I imagine the rules and requirements have to be laid out and followed strictly and cannot be fluid. Yeah, I would hope so, Karen, but I could see, because we are all human, we know that people get jealous. You spend more time with the other person, and jealousy is going to, you know, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for couples to actually get along, let alone bringing a third or fourth or fifth person into the mix. You know, just is. Great topics. I don't know. It's wild. It and just having these conversations, you can see how the definition of a couple has changed, a family has changed. Um, not talking about topic number one because that I don't know. That's I don't know. But the definition of marriage and couples and all of that stuff has changed in 2021. So on this show, no judgment, no none of that. You know, if you want to have six partners, that's up to you. That's all your up to you. So no judgment. But it's a no for me. I like think most of y'all said it's a no for y'all. Karen, I didn't see a no from you. Is it a no for you? Donna, is it a no for you? I know Mike said no. Kelly said no. Karen said no judgment. You do you. Ah. Yeah, it's a no for me. So anything else on one and two? Good topics. Y'all know I like to do 30-minute shows and that's it. It put I put my no out there. Okay. Kelly Karen says a no as well. A no as well. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for joining. Good topic. Share. Don't forget to share this live so we can start pulling in more people. No, 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 no. Karen says. All right. So thank y'all, and we will talk next week. Be safe. and have fun. Do some self care. Take care of yourself. Wear your mask. And I will see y'all next week.